So I think I have already been introduced, but adding to that particular point, like end-to-end analytics, I would also be doing research work on the transformer models, which is the latest technology in deep learning. So I have my own custom built transform model. So I'll be releasing it to the, like, I'll make it open source very soon. Then the outline, I would like to give this outline how this session is gonna be. So in this first, let's start with what is data science. So I'll give you a complete end-to-end picture of what is data science and what are the real-time use cases. So why it is being more popular, and the roadmap for you guys, especially when whoever is in the learning phase, whoever is interested or whoever is motivated to do some stuff in data science, for them the complete roadmap, and then followed by question and answer session. And let's move on to the first session, which is what is data science. So let me give you the complete picture, like what is data science. Basically, it is the study of the data. What it can be of any data, because see, in the real-time scenario around us, there are plenty amount of data where we can utilize the data. So it involves this particular procedure of recording that particular data and storing that into the databases, and then we do the analysis. So just this is nothing but you give me the data of the historical data, I give you the prediction with some confidence. So this is how data science is gonna work, even in the real-time scenario. You just give me the data of the past historic data, and I give you the predictions, or else I give you the trend of the future with some confidence, like 95% confidence or 90% confidence. This is how the scenario is going to be if you enter the data science field. And the main goal of this particular data science is to gain the insight, because see, we have data, plenty amount of data, but what kind of insights we need to draw, that clearly depends upon the problem statement. So let's take a use case, an example for this. Let's take from the financial or the insurance domain, we will go with credit default or no default. Okay. Yeah. So let's take an example, which is credit default, whether a customer is going to default or not. Let's take that particular example. So based on the previous data which the business has, taking that data, we will do the machine learning algorithms, application on them, and then we will find the patterns in those data. The algorithms will do all those, and it will predict for a new customer. Like let's take, we have some 10,000 data points from where we have developed the model. We have modeled it, and we are in a phase of deploying it onto the production environment. That means like everything is fine, and the overall performance of the model is good, and the testing is being performed. So a new data point comes in, and we should be able to predict in a more apt way, not like 50-50 chance, because a baseline model will do that. Because even without any application of modeling itself, we can just predict 50-50 chance. So what's the use of bringing machine learning into them if we go for 50-50 chance? So that is where the entire thing comes into the picture. So actually, I'd like to bring up some numbers as well, which would definitely fascinate you guys. So in 2019, this particular analytics industry has grown to $3.03 billion in size. And it is almost expected to double its size by 2025. And across India, like if we come to our country, across India, it is almost like out of the entire IT industry, almost 21% of the IT industry is being handling this particular analytics. So this is what all about the introduction of the data science and what it is and what are the primary goals of data science. And going further, you'll get to pin to pin clear clarity or crystal clarity on this particular phase. Let's move on. So the basic pillars of data science. Other than these three pillars, which are or is being displayed on the screen, there are many other pillars, but these three pillars considered to be the strongest and the most base, which will give you a strong foundation, we can say. So data scientists come from different backgrounds, from different what we can say work experience backgrounds as well. But the similarities between these data scientists is gonna be these three, because if you want to be a data scientist, you should be very strong in mathematics, especially in statistics, probability and linear algebra. Then comes computer science, and then comes domain knowledge. Because domain knowledge, you can get it from your experience, because if you start working in projects related to that particular domain, you will definitely get some knowledge, domain knowledge, which would definitely help you in building, in the process of building the models. But the two topmost priorities, what we can say skill set, which is compulsory, mathematics. You have to have a very strong mathematics, but don't worry. Python is at what we can say the programming language are at the rescue. So don't worry about that, even though if you are not good at mathematics. But in basic, what we can say, hard work on mathematics will definitely help you in understanding the intuition behind those algorithms. Because the moment you get to know the intuition behind those algorithms, the machine learning algorithms, you can apply it and you can tweak it as per your convenience. So that's how it is going to help you. And computer science, it is nothing but all about database structures and data structures and algorithms, and mostly the programming languages like Python and R. So these two are the most famous programming languages which are being utilized or used for solving the data science problems. Other than this, there are many other languages as well, but most of the industry guys, they are dependent on these Python and R. And out of these two, Python has a completely upper hand over R as well. So that's how you have to set your foundation. Like if you want to be very, very strong in data science, you have to have a very good mathematics knowledge, especially statistical knowledge. And then you should possess the computer, what we can say, programming languages, because that's how you want to communicate with your system, right? That's how you want to tell your system, because it cannot understand your language and you cannot understand that language. So there should be some platform where you two guys can communicate easily. So that is where the Python comes into the picture. So it is like a bridge between the end user and the computer. So you should be in such a way that you should at least tackle some of the use cases in Python, so that it won't be a problem to you in this particular phase. Now let's move on to the complete process. Thanks to Alex, because he has designed this particular procedure. So it's been taken, this particular image has been taken from one of his articles, but he has explained it very clearly. And this process is a complete iterative process. So it is a gap-do process which represents goals, acquire, build, deliver, and optimize. So I'd like to take some time to explain each of these phases, because this is the crucial, like this is how the data science life cycle is going to be if you are into the industry. So now, the first point is goals. So then you have to identify the goals. Not that you are having some data, so you are knowing some machine learning algorithm and you want to apply the algorithm. That's not the complete way, right? That's not the right way. You have to understand what is the real business problem, what is the use case, what is the statement, what is the problem statement over there. So based on that problem statement, how if we solve that particular problem, how it is going to impact our particular business. So that is to be considered at the priority basis. So first is identification of your goals, and then we have to look for opportunities. Is there any good opportunities for that? Like currently the traditional analytics has done something. So if we apply some advanced machine learning or deep learning concept on it and try to improve the performance of it, so is it gonna improve is it gonna help the business? That is to be taken care of, because everything is in respect to the business. So then once after identification of your goals, you have to create the hypothesis. Like we do have two hypotheses. Like if you guys have come across any statistics in your previous experience or previous thing, you might have ever heard of null hypothesis and alternate hypothesis. So based on those hypotheses, if it is good to go, just go with the second step, which is acquiring. So acquiring is nothing but now you should start collecting the data. Now that in the first phase you have identified the problem, so collect the data regarding that related to that particular problem, right? So identify the data and acquire the data and then prepare the data, because see, even in the real-time scenarios, let's take these toy data sets, candy data sets, which are considered to be toy data sets in most of the cases. Those will be almost closed. But in the real-time scenarios, if you get some data, that will be completely messy data. So you should be in such a situation to deal with that particular, what we can say, cleaning of data. So that plays a crucial role. And even in the industry, 80% of the time you will be spending on preparing this particular data, and the other 20% you will spend on model application and UI deployment and all this kind of stuff. So this is the most crucial phase in the life cycle of a data science project. We can say that, because if you are going to go with traditional machine learning algorithms, you need to prepare or clean the data at the top notch. There should be no compromise in cleaning the data if you are going with basic machine learning algorithm. But if you want to go with advanced machine learning algorithm, then yeah, you can do that, because all those advanced machine learning algorithms are rule-based. So some sort of cleaning would be required, and definitely it can do justice, actually. But if you want to go with traditional machine learning algorithms like logistic or linear regressions, then just you have to clean the data at the top notch. That's how you're going to survive. Otherwise, the model is going to trouble you at the time of testing or at the time of deployment or in the future as well, because it is definitely going to be depreciated very soon. So this is the most crucial phase. Then moving on to the third phase, which is building. So here your machine learning skills come into the picture. So here you will explore the data, like with some nice visualizations. You will get the complete understanding of what the data is and how you have to tweak it, because there are many phases in this particular building phase. Actually, you need to go with subset of feature selections, feature engineering, and you do have various kinds of what we can say tasks which need to be performed before simply applying the model. Then you have to separate the data set into 3 sections, or most probably 2 sections: train and test and validate. And then you can tweak the model. That's what I said. There are some hyperparameters where you have to tweak the model so that your performance will definitely improve. So this particular third phase will handle all these what we can say tasks. Then moving on to the fourth phase, which is deliver. So in this particular phase, now you have developed the model, and you are ready to deploy it. That means you are ready to take it to your client. But the clients, in all cases, you won't be having knowledge on machine learning, right? At the back end, whatever you are. Going on to the fourth phase, which is deliver phase. So here the client doesn't have total technical knowledge. So you need to make the client understand what you have done as a part of your machine learning thing, as a part of your building phase. So the client needs to get the proper insights. Like you cannot say that I have given a scikit-learn model and it has this type of predictions. You cannot simply say that. You need to explain the client like why this particular model has classified the default customer as a default one based on the data you have given. So the client gets a proper understanding. Then that will be taken. That will be like they will say okay to a project, and then you have to take it to the production environment, and then you have to deploy it. So that is a lot of that is a different phase actually. So where the user interface come into the picture, you need to develop a nice user interface, and you have to deploy it onto the web. So this fourth phase deals with that entire life cycle. And then fifth phase is optimizing. So once your model has gone to production environment, that's okay. But how long it is going to be performing good? Because new data comes in, and let's take a very good example. So in 2020 year, right from March, we were being facing this corona crisis. So everyone might have heard of Airbnb. Before 2020 March, they could be able to successfully manage their business by complete utilizing this machine learning and artificial intelligence at the fullest, and they could be able to make huge amount of profit by just predicting. But after 2020 corona, after 3 to 4 months, like right from August and September, their models have literally failed. They couldn't be able to predict. The main, the main change is the data which they have used previously. That particular data, now the trend in the data has completely deviated because of the corona. So everything has gone down. So the predictions are being made before corona, post corona, and they were trying to predict based on that. So that's how their models literally fail. So the same thing is going to happen in the production environment as well. So you need to constantly monitor the model and then analyze and then improve the model if you get a chance. Like if there is some incoming new data, you have to build a new model by including that data with the old data as well. So get some more hidden patterns in your data, and you have to deploy that same model onto the production so that it will be definitely helpful for the business. So this is the entire life cycle of a particular data scientist. Actually, if you want to become a data scientist in the industry, you have to handle this entire life cycle. So this is the main. So here we can segregate this into 9 steps. Let's start with the programming, which is considered to be the first phase. So if you are new to this technical field, then programming would be the best place to start. And currently, as I already mentioned, there are 2 programming languages which are most used in data science. Those are Python and R. Let me give you some light on R. This R is a programming language for statistical computing, and it has lots of libraries which can do some cool stuff. Really, it is very helpful for statisticians. And let's move to Python. It's a high-level language, which we can say, and it is mostly used in many of the applications and in various fields, from simple programming to quantum computing. So Python is widely used. But even in data science, we do have many packages which will definitely help us in performing some of these tasks. So Python, actually, most of the industry is completely feasible with this Python because it is beginner friendly, we can say. It is I suggest if you can go with Python, that would be a great place to start with your data science journey. And that's my first recommendation, which I can say. So you can start with Python. And due to Python's popularity, there are many resources available as well. So you can make that easily happen. So I would definitely recommend you guys to start with programming at the first place. Then let's go to the second phase, which is databases. So the heart of this particular data science is data. So you can simply consider that the data science is nothing but the art of telling some nice stories by using your data to the client. That's how this entire phases are being designed. And whenever you are working with any of the data science project, you have to use data to analyze, visualize, and build a variant project. And this particular data is often stored in databases. So you have to have some knowledge on databases, especially SQL, MongoDB, which is non-structured. So if you concentrate on these two, which the industry is mostly utilizing, that would be definitely helpful. And this is my second recommendation, that you should have some knowledge on database, how to handle the database, especially SQL database, because most of the industry is totally dependent on this particular data. Then let's move on to step 3, which is mathematics. As I already mentioned, the core of this particular data science is math. To understand how these particular different concepts of data science function, you have to have the basic understanding of the math behind them. For that, you need to have some knowledge on statistics, probability, and linear algebra. So, don't worry, even though if you are not from if you are not from mathematics background, don't worry, don't panic. Very less, what we can say, you can definitely, because in our secondary education, you might have heard of mean, median, mode, all this kind of stuff. Don't panic. These technical terms which I have been using might seem to be fancy, but underlying, those are all like pretty cool. If you go through them at once, that would be efficient actually. So don't panic for those non-mathematics background. But for mathematics guys, it will be very helpful for you, because it is going to make you a better one actually when compared with the rest, because you are having an edge or other for non-mathematics guys, because you know how these particular algorithms are going to work under the hood. So that's where your upper hand is going to be. And let's move on to the fourth step, which is version control. So it seems to be quite fascinating, like what is this version control? You might have heard of these particular terms which you can see on the screen, but you might have never heard of version control. This version control is nothing but everyone might have encountered the words named as GitHub, GitLab, Git. So what this version control does is, in the industry, you are not the only one who will be working on a project. You will be having a number of guys as a team. You as a team deploy this, develop this particular project. So it won't be like you develop some, you do some development for 2 days, and the other guy, your team member, will take on from that third day. That's not going to happen. It's completely parallel processing, we can say, in coding language. So you have to work parallelly. So if you want to work parallelly, this Git version is going to help you a lot, because whatever you have done changes. Because let's take 10 members are there in the team. So user number 1 has done some changes to the code, and user number 2 has done some changes to the code, and these all codes should go in hand in hand. Otherwise, there will be a lot of discrepancies, there will be a lot of mismatch, and the entire sense would be lost. So this is where the version control comes into rescue, where you can handle the, what you can say, where you can perform the parallel expression. So my fourth recommendation is, you have to have some knowledge in version control. Don't go deep, that won't be even helpful. While you are in the projects, while you are learning, you can learn this. Don't take a separate, don't allot some separate time to gain some knowledge on this version control. And then let's move on to the heart of this particular session, which is data science basics. Because why I mentioned data science basics is, using data science, That is a very extensive term. It includes different concepts and technologies. But before you take a deep dive into that particular portion, let me throw some light so that you can get familiarized with how you have to deal with the data, finding data, and how you can draw some insights from the data and show it to someone so that they get convinced. And this can be handled only through effective visualization, because if you go with very good visualization, it is going to help the client with great extent. Because trust me, there are many clients, so we definitely concentrate on only this visualization part. They want this particular thing to be, because they understand only this. They cannot understand the machine learning algorithms or all those sort of stuff. They'll understand only through this particular visualization. So this particular fifth phase, which consists of data science basics, you need to have an understanding of how to deal with the data, and if you have some data in your hand, how to get some basic understanding of the data, how to deal with the data, and those kind of stuff. And then you have to pursue some skills where you need to communicate with the general audience to deliver your particular process and your findings as well. So this fails consists of that. So my fifth recommendation is just start with the basics of this. You have to be proficient in visualization and finding data sets and some how you want to communicate with your clients to your data. So that's how this fifth phase is going to be. Let's move on to the sixth phase, which is machine learning phase, which is the fun part. So all the 5 phases above you have learned, then this machine learning basics. This is the phase where you have to apply all those 5. The previous things which you have learned or which you have practiced down, you have to start applying in this particular phase. So till now you worked on, let's consider you worked on programming skills and you brushed up your math and you have some stuff, you have some knowledge on database and you have some light bit of touch on version control and you have some light on this data science basics. So now you are ready to start this particularly fun part, applying what you have learned. So machine learning basics is the place to start. Here is when you start learning and exploring basic machine learning algorithms. So in the previous slide, I have shown you under the use case section, I have shown you some regression and classification, recommendation, all this kind of stuff. Let's take regression and classification. You will encounter some algorithms called KNN, which is K-nearest neighbor, and name-based, linear regression, logistic regression, Bayesian tree, random forest, cat boots, all these kind of algorithms. So this is the particular phase where you come across all these application of the algorithms. So by this phase, like if you read this phase, when we are going through this particular algorithm, let's take decision tree, which is a rule-based algorithm. So it will be completely dependent upon the math. Like if your age is less than 60, you will be classified into that section. If your age is more than 60, you will be classified into different section. So this is how the rules are going to be. So based on that rules, your algorithm will act accordingly. So in this particular phase as well, you will try to learn how to clean up your data to have more accurate results. Because in this particular phase, you have to improve your particular model performance as well. So now you have to reiterate your procedure which have started from the beginning. So you should clean the data, whether you can get some more data so that there's some more useful data, or else you can clean the data, you can draw some more insights from the data, and you can improve the data. That's how it is a complete iterative process. So my recommendation, treat this as a prioritized recommendation. This is a phase which will make you a particular data scientist. That's what I can say. So if you read these 6 levels, you can consider to be so. Then, if you want to go one bit higher in terms of your position or in terms of your skill set, you can go with the time series and model validation. Now, it is the time to dive deeper into machine learning. And your data is not always stationary, and your data will be sequential. So you have to handle that kind of data as well. So that is where this time series forecasting comes into the picture. So this time series, as I already explained, these are nothing but these are the sequences of data taken at successively equally spaced points in the time. Like that's what in the past we can say. And when dealing with this particular time series data, we need to concentrate on especially 2 main points. One is analyzing that. You have to make it stationary because it is not stationary. So if it is not stationary, you cannot apply some of your algorithms on it. So you have to make your data stationary. For that, you have to analyze this time series data and make it stationary, and the transient and all this comes into this particular part. And then the second part is forecasting. So you have forecasted, that's it. You have applied some model, you have forecasted. But you have to take it to the business and showcase that my forecasting, my prediction is this much strong. If you are not showcasing that strength of your prediction, the business won't even believe whatever you have done, because they want the most, what we can say, the real time kind of things, near data they want. So that's how this frame needs to be handled, where you have to forecast and you have to look at the some graphs which are called as residual plot, and you have to detect whether there is some pattern in the data, in the noise as well. If there is some pattern, that means your model has missed some data to capture. So you have to reiterate the process again, you have to go back again, and you have to cleanse the data, you have to do the whole procedure again, and then that is how you have to forecast the time series again, so that to get a near to predictions, near to real time prediction, we can say. So this is one of the high level phase, and then let's move on to 8th phase, which is neural networks and deep learning. This is considered to be the top notch. Trust me, this 8th and 9th phases, if you reach this, you are considered to be, you are the most respectful guy in your company, we can say that. Because majority of the people, they do lack skills in this, because this is a wide area, and where day to day you will be having n number of models, n number of improvements in this particular section. So going on to neural networks, which is generally you might have our heard of what is this neural networks. It's nothing but inspiring this particular programming paradigm, which enables this computer to learn from the data which it has observed, or which it's past data. So this artificial neural networks, which works similar to our brain actually. So that's how it got its name. So it enables you to tackle a wide range of tasks actually, including this handwriting recognition, pattern recognition, face identification, all this kind of stuff you can handle with this neural network. And deep learning, going on to this deep learning. So these neural networks are the ones that power up this deep learning, we can say. So this deep learning represents a powerful set of techniques that harness the learning power of your neural network. So there are many things known as transfer learning, which were being pre-trained on tremendous amount of data, because not all of us are accessible to huge data. There are some platforms like Google which have huge data in its store. So it will release some sort of pre-trained models which are already trained on huge data, on millions of parameters. So that will definitely, so we'll just simply download those weights and we'll fine-tune for our particular task. So even though if we are having some less data, we can go to the most performance application models by using those state-of-art algorithms. So that is where the entire enhancement is being now So this is one phase. So I'd like to give some terms. And you might have ever heard of BERT, GPT, transformers, all of these. So these are the ones which are what we can say boosting this particular field. We can say because you have to go with different self-attention things to handle those. So this is one of the phase which is on the top notch. Trust me, you definitely enjoy your work if you're in this position, because you will be quite fascinated how this model is going to work with very less data. So this is where the real taste of front-end data science comes into picture. So now let's move on to the ninth phase, which is NLP, which is natural language processing. So you are almost at the end. You can already see this particular finished thing, kind of thing. Learning now we have gone through many theoretical and practical concepts, from simple math to complex deep learning concepts, right? Deep BERT, all these transformer models. So what is NLP? NLP is nothing but you have got some text data, and based on manipulating the text data, you need to give some predictions. Let's go for Amazon reviews. So Amazon want to really know what is the sentiment of that particular reviewers who are writing those reviews. So it will take a particular review and it will analyze the sentiment. It will analyze the sentiment. So based on that sentiment, it will definitely help the business actually to know how the customers are feeling about that particular product, so that they can come in a different way and they can definitely develop. If there is a chance, if there is any area for improvement, they will definitely come up there. So this is what about our analysis, and this will include the speech recognition, text-to-speech application, and vice versa. And you might have ever heard of virtual assistants like Siri, Alexa, all these kind. These are completely into this. So all these conversational boards. So this is the top level we can say. So my suggestion is, if you start doing programming, so just allot some time, and then don't you have to do multitasking here. You have to work like a computer, like how the computer parallel performs. It learns some codes, right? Parallelly. So that's how you need to enhance your skill set parallelly. So don't stop and don't think that for 1 month I sit on only programming. Then once I completed the programming, I switch on to database. That's not gonna work. You have to do parallel processing, because in the industry, no one wants you to be 100% perfect. They want people who can fully adapt to the new technologies. That's how the industry looks when they are hiring. They don't want someone who is a very good Pythonic guy, because only Python will not help you to solve a business case, right? So that's how you have to think as well. You have to think how the industry thinks at the time of hiring. So that's how it will really help you. So for programming, if you allot 1 month of the time, at the same time, in the same 1 month, you have to look at database as well. You can go with mathematics. You can go with virtual control. So this is how you have to do multitasking and parallel processing and the time of skill and development itself. So this is gonna help you guys, because you should not waste much time, because if you follow the roadmap which is on the screen, it will minimum take 1 year, like if you follow one after another. But trust me, if you do parallel processing, parallel tasking, and parallel skills and development, trust me, it is going to take not more than 5 to 6 months. That's it. Within 5 months, you can be a master in the data science. So this is the complete roadmap. So it's up to you guys. Like, if you want to be a data science professional in terms of quality wise, if you want to be on the top quality, like top 2% of the people who are having the quality, if you want to be in that particular section, you have to work hard. there is no compromise on this particular thing. So it's completely up to you guys. So there is a complete roadmap. So just keep this particular thing in your mind so that it will definitely help you guys. Because there is not even a single point which I have missed here in this particular roadmap. Because this has covered the entire life cycle of how you are going to make your data science life from zero to hero, we can say. Onto the real-time use cases, where I will be through a number of use cases, and I will be going through each and every view, and I will try to put some knowledge in you regarding those use cases. So these are some of the use cases. Of course, there are many, but these are very less use cases, I can say. So let's go with the first use case, which is regression, where we need to predict with the house price prediction. Let's say we are in the real estate. If you want to buy some new site somewhere, let's take in Hyderabad or somewhere in Bangalore or India. So based on the historical data, like in that particular place, particular square feet size site has gone to which amount. So likewise, you will be having some historic data. Based on the past historic data, you need to predict what is the estimated value of the particular site. So this is really helpful because majority of the people, they will be using this as well. And as I am working in insurance-based projects, so I can relate more to this predict risk score and loss cost modeling as well, where or you can go with frequency and severity modeling. So predict risk score. So how much risk we need to handle if we are giving the credit to a particular client or the customer. So we need to handle it because definitely, let's take a fraud detection case. Even one fraud could definitely impact the billing. So we should handle that particular thing as well in a proper way. So if risk score prediction will give you the risk score of a particular customer, and based on that, the business can take a decision whether it want to go with that customer or not in terms of its billing. And loss cost modeling also the same way. We need to predict the loss cost of that particular scenario, and based on that, the business will take the proper decision whether it can proceed further or not. So how it is going to help? Definitely it is going to help because your money say, let's say a fraud customer has come. Definitely he is going to fraud. But whenever we are having a model which will definitely detect a customer as a fraud or not fraud, if we input these particular data of the customer data into that model, it has to give with 95-98% of the confidence that this customer is going to do fraud. So if you are given that particular prediction in front, then you won't be falling into that particular customer trap. So definitely your business is not going to be impacted in a negative way. So that's how you can survive by these type of predictions. If we go to the next scenario, which is classification, where we are going with the default fraud detection, cancer detection, breast cancer detection, any type of detection, because this is completely classification which says you'll be on that side or this side, that's it. So that's what the model will even predict out. So let's take the fraud detection, whether the customer is going to fraud or not, that's it. Even in the same case, cancer detection, whether the particular customer is having cancer or not, without any testing, based on the previous data, we could be able to detect that particular customer is having cancer or not. So these are really useful in most of the cases. And then let's move on to the clustering. So this is a different section of just where we can handle. Because let's take, we are having data. We don't have the ground truth. Let's take what is ground truth. Everyone will be wondering. The ground truth is nothing but you don't have some reference whether this particular customer is going to do this or not, or whether he is having some sort of score. Here we don't have any of the ground truth, so that we can simply cluster these particular customers based on their transaction, and then we can go for a campaign, market campaign. So this is how this particular use case is going to help. Then moving on to the fourth use case, which is time series forecasting. So this is one of the latest things, because everyone might have heard of this Bitcoin depreciation or Dogecoin depreciation. So this time series forecasting will definitely help that particular thing in terms of prediction, how it is going to be for the next week or for the next month. So this particular use case is most useful in terms of predicting the sale, because all this is sequential data, because tomorrow's sale in one way or the other way is dependent on today's sale, and today's sale is dependent on yesterday's sale. So this is what called as the sequential data. So this type of sequential, when do we will have this sequential data, this time series forecasting will definitely help us, because from the past pattern will be taken, and that singular pattern it will check, it will whether it will continue in the future or not. Based on that, it is nothing but auto regression, taking the past value and then regressing on it, and taking today's value and regressing on it, and getting the tomorrow's prediction. That's how this particular use case is going to work, and it is one of the what we can say toughest we can say, because we have to handle a number of anomalies during this particular phases. So this is one of the best use cases where you can test your data science skills away. Then moving on to recommendations, everyone might have encountered this particular recommendation, because all of you might have used this Flipkart, Amazon, Netflix, all those kind of things. So they will be recommending some products. If you buy some washing machine, they will recommend you some stand or some cover to it. So how this is going to be, this is a complete use case of data set. So they will be having association rules, like based on the past experience. Let's say a customer has bought a washing machine in the past. So he will definitely buy the stand, or he will go for the chain, he will go for the cover. So based on that historic data, whatever the customer, this is completely association rules. Let's say if you go and buy a book, there are high chances that you might be buying some pen or something related to plant or some sort of things. So this is what the association rules are. Based on those association rules, the recommendations will be prompted. And let me give you one more information. Netflix recommendation is considered to be one of the best recommendations, and they do have this Netflix challenge as well. So if any one of you are interested, you can definitely participate in that as well. So this is one of the use cases. And then recognition. So this is my favorite use case, where till now you have dealt with some of the structured data, where you will be having the data on your spreadsheet. Now you have to deal with the data which is totally unstructured. The unstructured data is completely this image data, audio data, video data, and text data. Because in the real-time scenario, 95% of the data is totally unstructured. Only 1 or 2% will be structured data. So whatever we have covered so far, it's completely based on structured data, and we can apply it to the unstructured data. But this particular image, audio, text data, video data, this is totally unstructured data. So even the current direction of how the data science is being deviated is they are completely looking on enhancements of this image data, face detection, what they can say, text to speech, speech to text, all this kind of use cases. So this is one of the best use cases. So this is one of the toughest to handle, because every day today there are a number of research papers which were being released, and there were a number of models which were considered to be the state of the art algorithm. So this is the area where the entire concentration lies on as per this current scenario. So these are some of the use cases which are related to machine. Real life because it is looking too fancy. Okay, let me take a very good example. So everyone might have heard of uh, toll booths, right? While we are going on the national highways, we might have encountered toll booths. So now, recently, these toll booths, what they have done is they have come up with a concept called hashtags, which which uh, which generally uses that there will be no contact and there will be a camera which will be placed at a particular position, and the particular camera will capture the image of your particular vehicle when your vehicle stops at that particular position. And from that whatever the image it has been captured, it will take the number, your registration number, your car registration number or your vehicle registration number, and that will be related to the main database. And that is how this is one of the real-time case. This is where you have been utilizing the data science because you are using the image, and image is having pixel data. So 0 to 255 pixel data. So that data is being used, and based on the data which is being acquired, it is able to detect the number from that pixels. And from that number, it is relating to the database, the government databases, and it is deducting some amount, the toll charge from that particular account. So that's how, guys, it is completely like in every other field. Okay, let's move on to one more real life case. You might have ever heard of Alexa or this Siri. How they are using it is nothing but voice recognition, and they are whatever the question you are asking, like let's ask, hey Siri, who is the founder of Python? Then Siri will understand what this question is, and it will, because Siri is already been trained on huge data, because it has encountered this data while it was training, it will definitely answer that Python is being developed by Giridium. So that's how it is gonna come back to you with the answer. So these are all data science, guys. Like everything. Let's take. I have explained you with a number of use cases like house price prediction, cancer prediction, default prediction, Netflix recommendation engine, how it is recommending you guys to recommend this movie based on your things, because it will observe what type of genre movies you keep on watching. Based on that, it will try to filter out that genre based movie and it will recommend you. That is one type of thing. And this is called user-based filtering, and we have content-based filtering where the Netflix engine, what it will do is, there are, let's take you are one user and I am one user, and we have the same taste, like we do have same sort of habit of watching same genre of movies, like let's take horror movies or what we can say comedy movies. So whatever the movies you are watching it, those things will be recommended to me if I haven't watched them. So this is content management. So all these are practical applications of how this particular data science is being in the real life game. What is the difference between data science and data analytics and artificial intelligence? Okay, just see, these all things, they are just dealing with the data. As I already mentioned, these are quite fancy words which have been now used, but all these are like, you are dealing with data, that's it. You have to deal with the data. So for that, you have to get the data, clean the data, make the data ready so that you can apply some of the algorithms or you can apply some of the rules on it. And based on that, you want to predict it. That's how. Even it can be artificial intelligence or data science or data analytics. These are terms, that's it. There is no difference actually in the real-time scenario, because everything is, you are dealing with the data, you are inputting some data and you are getting some prediction. That's it. Let's go with Siri. You are giving some data, like who is the founder of Python, and it is giving the information in terms of the data itself, text data. Let's take in what we can say risk score prediction. You are giving some data in terms of age, gender, number of credit cards, or some sort of information. Based on that, you will be getting the credit score, risk score, and that's how. So it's all about how you play with your data and how you solve the business problem with that particular data. That's it, guys. So keep all these fancy words aside. Just treat that you are someone who is completely going to handle an end-to-end analytics on the data which is available to you. That's it. That's the only thing which you have to keep it in mind, guys. Just keep all these data science, data analytics, artificial intelligence, neural networks, all just aside. These are like just enhancements which will make the work easy. But these are all nothing but dealing with the data and giving the insights to the business so that the business will definitely improve. That's it. That's the end point of everything, guys. I hope this question is also. I am currently pursuing BTech, particularly in medium range. I want to get the job in, but I am not confident about programming language. So, what is your advice? Can I move to data science or less background of IT and programming skills? Guys, see, if you can move to data science field, but if you want to be in IT field in terms of data science, because see, if you want to be in data science field as a trainer, if you want to establish your own educational institution, for that you need a less skill set, like because you will be teaching more and you will be explaining what we can say, do practical less. But if you are in IT, no one wants your explanation, right? No one will come to you and ask that what is decision tree algorithm or what is random forest algorithm, right? They'll ask you that how it is going to work. That's it. So keep this in mind that if you want to move data science without, I didn't understand this question because of this particular usage of two words, without less background. Without background or less background? So that's the question.
Less background.
Okay. Less background of IT and programming skills, you mean, guys, like, see, even though if you are at the beginner level of programming, you have a number of packages at your rescue, guys, because Python is very big community, the programming language itself is a very big community. So you have almost 120,000 packages which will automate your work. So don't worry, guys, even though you should not, no need to code right from the grassroots level. You have packages at your rescue, but this is not the best suggestion I can give, but you have to be strong in programming skills as well, because as you keep on moving further in your IT life, people will be expecting more from you guys, because if you show some quality, they'll definitely expect some more work from you. So you cannot say that I do have very less programming skills at that time. So you have to enhance this skill set. So my basic advice is, I have already showcased you in my roadmap as well, where you have to start with programming skills. So that's where the entire point comes from. So definitely you need to improve, guys. It need to be at least somewhere more than beginner level and intermediate level. Yeah. So that will make your life very easy. That's my best suggestion. You can enter into the data science field with some of your references or some sort of things, if we touch frank. But the point is, if you want to survive, you need to have some pretty good, decent, what we can say, programming skills, guys. Otherwise, it is going to trouble you guys in your IT experience. So this is one suggestion which I can give. And if you are not confident about programming languages, that means, see, basically it's all about the mindset, guys. If don't say that you are not confident. If you are not confident, trust me, you are not only you cannot only enter into these data sets. You cannot do anything if you are not having confidence. The first and primary thing, if you want to do anything, it can be anything. It can be getting job, or it can be doing some personal task. You should have the minimum confidence that you can do that. Without that confidence, I don't think anything can be possible. So don't ever mention that you have less confidence. That means that is your complete incapability, I can say. Don't treat these as harsh words, but trust me, these are the real words. Don't ever say that I am less confident or not confident. You should have that confidence so that you are ready to face any challenge, guys. That's the basic thing which is required. Just kindly suggest me some open source projects that I can do the student level. I'll show those to recruiters compared to others. Yeah. Open source projects, you have a number of projects. You can take any of the Kaggle datasets, but my sincere suggestion, don't copy any of the kernels. Because I have seen many of the people, they have copied kernels, the coding, and how you approach that particular problem of that data. So just take the Kaggle datasets, forget about the Kaggle, then once you get the dataset, just start working on that particular, what we can say, data, and consider that as an end-to-end project which has been solely handled by you. That's it. And then that is definitely going to help you guys, because that's where you start learning some new things. Like what are the feasibility things, like if there is some new thing which are encountered, how it should be handled. So these all things will come to you if you start exploring these particular data. So you can start with the toy data set. So some open source projects, I can say that there are some projects where you need to deal with these regression problems, classification problems at the beginning, because most of the industrial business cases revolving around these two problem use cases, regression and classification. So take some use cases or data sets from these particular what we can say genres, which is the regression and classification, and you start working on it. And definitely you can show it to the recruiters, and it will definitely help you, because the recruiter will definitely come to know about your skill set of how you understand the particular data and how your understanding skills on that particular data and on what level they are. So that will be a complete edge, guys, and compared with the others in the interview. So definitely I will suggest take the use case of regression and classification, because most of the real-time business problems revolves around this as well. So good data science job. That's up to you guys. Like, see, PG Diploma or certifications, they all really help you to some extent, but not to the complete extent. As long as you gain some knowledge from all this, you can do all this. Here, only thing you have to look is not the certifications or not the certificates. You have to look how much knowledge you have acquired. That is the crucial point. Like, because let's take, even though if you are you have done an enormous number of certifications, you have got diploma degrees in artificial intelligence or data science, and they have hired you thinking that you are the worthy guy. And soon after entering into the company, they have put you in one project, and you should be in a situation that you should handle the project. If you don't handle the project at that particular point of time, just imagine what your position is gonna be, right? It seems to be quite funny for me, even if I think how that is gonna be. So you want industry wants. It doesn't want any of the certifications or any of the things. It wants only the quality, because as soon as you enter as a data scientist, they will put you into projects or they will put you into client environment, and you should satisfy the client with your deliverables, or you should satisfy the company by delivering the projects. That's the final thing which matters, guys, not all these certifications. Of course, this certification will definitely help in acquiring the knowledge, but not getting the certificates that so and so has completed this degree, and that is not going to certify you anyway, because whenever you are given the real-time data and how you are dealing with, that is going to certify you guys. So just keep this in mind. Don't go for too many degrees, because that's because many people find it to be very fancy, but those are not going to help, because there are many number of people who are having n number of certificates, but they don't know what is the minimum basic thing. So here all the things lies on the quality, like what amount of knowledge or what are the skill sets you acquired. You can do your courses, you can do certifications, because we were all a part of learning experience. So definitely use those certifications or diploma or degrees for those cases, but not for showcasing that I have done this, and try to impress the client. Because even if the company is impressed, as soon as you enter into the project, if you are not in a position to handle the project, you will be on the bench for sure. So take this seriously, guys. Yeah. It's reality. Once again, job as fresher. My major work going to be modeling part. Okay. Yeah, expectations versus reality. Yeah, that's a nice question. Sounds to be funny, but let me give you the real thing. During the phase of learning all this machine learning, majority of the people, they start thinking that I'll be investing more time on building models. Okay, that is what the expectations they will be. They'll expect that we need to invest lot amount of time in building the models. But if you go to IT industry, and here the reality comes, you will invest most of your time cleaning the data, and you will invest only 10% of your time only in modeling the data, modeling part. So this is one expectation versus reality, I can say. And while at the learning phase, people will think that me as a data scientist, I'll build a model. Am I audible, guys?
Yes, Karthik. Yes. Perfectly audible.
Yeah. So what happens is, in most of the cases, at the time of growing the skill set, they'll think that I'll be doing this machine learning backend procedure, and I'll be cleansing the data, or I'll be dealing with this data, I'll be modeling the data. But the reality is, whatever you have modeled, you have to showcase it to the client, so that the client can get understand. But here comes the check. The client don't know all the machine learning concepts. So this is the funny part. So you have to handle that. So here comes the rescue, where you have to deal with explainability of how your model is behaving on that particular data point. For example, you have given a data point, and your model has predicted that a particular thing. Your client will ask you that why this model has predicted this particular data point in such a way. So you should be in a position to explain that. You should not explain by taking your Python interface and starts executing your code and showcasing that this is the value I got. You should explain him in such a way that he'll understand. So this is where the explainability comes, and this is a whole lot of new game, guys. Not many of the people are experts in this. So you have Shapley, which is called game theory, which works on completely game theory. So sharply comes to your rescue. We have Lime, which is local interpretability, model expectations, and all these kind of things. So there are a number of packages which will definitely rescue you and which will give you the explanation of your model to your client. So this is one of the reality. So I am alarming you guys in advance so that this won't be an expectation versus reality to you guys once you enter into the IT industry, because it is what I have faced. Because I thought I can invest more amount of time in my modeling part, but only 10% or 15% of the time is invested in modeling part, and rest of the 85% is being invested on data cleansing. How far your data is healthy in terms of carrying forward and applying the analysis on it. That's how you have to prepare the data in such a healthy way. I hope I have answered this question. In relation to this, for the first year, those people who are already in the first year of their graduation, I think you guys have pretty good amount of time. So just concentrate on the quality through how far you are good at each of the skill set. Concentrate, because you are having 3 more years or 3.5 years more to enter into that particular field. And on the other note, I would like to alarm you guys as well that this data science field, by the time you enter into the market as a graduate, this might or might not get saturated. So you should be flexible, guys. So this thing should be considered. For everything, there will be positive and negative. So whenever you are considering positive, you have to look at the negatives as well, so that you get alarmed previously. So this is one of the negative things, that by the time you enter into the market as a graduate, when you are open for job, then we cannot say how this boom is going to be, because there are a lot number of people who are entering into this field. So we cannot predict that. So that's how. So you have to be feasible. At that particular point of time, if you want to be a data scientist, trust me, only the quality which you have developed for these 3 long years, will make you survive in that industry. For those second year guys as well, this applies the same, but they have to accelerate a bit, because they have only 2 years of time and they have to do the projects as well. So I suggest them that by the end of their third year, they should start writing some articles in the Medium platform or any platform. So I have covered BTech first year and second year. So for BTech second year, there might be many changes within 1 year as well. So you guys should also be flexible, because you have 2 years. So as for my prediction, I don't think that won't be tough. So don't panic for that as well. You can build up your quality in terms of all these data science concepts, and that's where you can land into a very good job. Trust me, because industry wants the quality love, because everyone has entered. But who is doing the job? Only the qualitative guys can deliver the qualitative job. That's the only thing. So concentrate in such a way that you will be in the top 2 or 3%. And for BTech third year, so I think you have to accelerate very fast. In sense, I guess as you are already in math background, so mathematics won't be a hurdle at all to you guys. So pressure relieved as far as math is concerned. But coming to programming background, you have to put some dedication, right? So show some dedication in terms of learning some programming. So it can be completed within 1 or 2 months. And then while you keep on practicing, that's how you keep on learning. Practice makes you guys to enhance your skill set in this particular data science field. And you have to fasten, because you have to fasten up your thing, because you are almost at the end of your relieving. So only 1 year. It will take place in a blink of an eye. So you guys have to fasten up. You have to do parallel thing. You have to build quality. So you have to take some dedication. You have to have some dedication level, and it is definitely going to help you. And coming to fourth year, guys. So you guys needs to concentrate on what I say now, because I was in the same phase. So I have developed all these skill set within a span of what we can say 8-9 months, to be frank. So even though if you are in fourth year, don't panic. 8-9 months, but with severe dedication levels. Trust me, you have to love this particular thing, whatever you are doing. Whenever you start loving it, you don't even calculate how many long hours you have sat on that particular thing to apply this skill set. So some qualitatively 6 months for you guys will definitely make you a better ones when compared with the other guys. Because this is the thing, because you are having less time, so you need to work more. And that too, you should not waste time. Better you spend your time very qualitatively, and right from the beginning, you should have a proper plan. Let's take for this fourth year, guys. If you are having six months of time, per se, for suppose. So for 6 months, you have to have your own roadmap. Like for the first 2 months, what I am going to do, and for the third 4 months, what I am going to do. And you have to interlink, like first, second month, whatever you have to learn, whatever you have learned, that should be applied hand in hand in third and fourth month, which you are learning. So that's how you can develop your skill set. So if you want some special suggestions as well, you can contact me, because I am always ready to help you guys, because I know how tough the situation is, because there are a number of gadgets who are releasing every year, and the industry is open to very few guys. So I'll definitely help you. I'll be available 24/7. I'll share my links like LinkedIn, Medium, and GitHub, all these profiles. Even I'll share my Gmail, and you can reach me through that. I'll happy to help you guys, because these are the particular bucket of people whom I really want to help, because they really want some guidance so that they can quickly get into this particular field. So I am ready to help, and I'm happy to help you guys. So you can contact me. Yeah. And moving on to the next question. How many months it will take to learn data science from a BTech completed or pursuing student? So I think I have answered this question based on the year you are in. If you are in first year, you have enough time to utilize the complete 3 years of time, so that you'll be a better guy when compared with others. So likewise for second year and third year, but for fourth year, as you are having less time, trust me guys, you have to put some hard work. With pure dedication, you can make it happen for sure, because not many courses won't take more than 6 months, because if you take more than 6 months, that will be like an academic year, right? So it's like a complete academic year. So don't think that it will take long time, but if it will take very less time, like 5 to 6 months, to become a qualitative guy. If you want to become a data science, but not with that much quality, which I am referring right from the beginning, you can make it happen within 3.5-4 months. If we get job, what will be entry level package and exit level package? So package, see guys, in the industry, how the industry behaves is based on your previous experience. It will move forward. Let's say you are having 8 lakhs package and you switch on to the company. A new company cannot offer you saying that I'll give 7 lakhs now, right? They will offer definitely the same package or else a high, what we can say, 30%, a 10% improvement in that. So that's how. But as you are entering into a entry level, what we can say, fresher, majority of the people, because after BTech they will be entering as a fresher with no experience. So you will be entering with some 5-6 lakhs package based on the companies, 8 lakhs. It can be depending upon the company. And there are some companies, even though if you are a fresher, they are ready to take you for 18 lakhs, 20 lakhs package as well. And there are some companies, I don't want to mention those companies, but there are some companies, they will literally, what we can say, give you the salary, the package, whichever you demand, and they make you work, and they extract all the work from you actually. So that's how it's gonna be. So based on the company and based on your previous experience, and if there is no previous experience for you guys, don't panic. You will start as a fresher and you will start with pretty decent salary, because this is one of the booming fields which is offering huge amount of data, and even the clients are, what you can say, billing for hectic amount or huge amount, you can say. So don't think that we'll be getting very base level package. You'll be getting pretty good decent packages if you enter into this particular data analytics field. I hope I have as an industry guy, we request you to tell that is industry handling those jobs. Yeah, industry definitely have, because industry requires all sorts of people who are doing different types of jobs, so that it will be a complete package. So let's take an example. So yeah, I applaud the guy who has written this, because definitely data science is a buzzword which is being used. But we industry, how it is going to make you work this? Industry has come up with different job roles. Of course, you might not be doing with the same job role as a data scientist. You might be in some research and analytics section. You might be in consultant. You might be a data science consultant, or else you might be a data engineer, or else you might be what you can say, a data scientist. So the job role might differ, but the task which you are doing is completely dealing with the data and completely telling stories to your client with your data, with the data which has been given by the client. So this all comes under data scientist. Then just don't think that if your job role is only data scientist, that makes that you are a data scientist, even though you are a data science consultant, which is one step higher, because here you are handling the clients as well, because as I already mentioned, not all clients know the technical stuff. You need to explain them in such a way that they can understand. So you are getting the client interaction. So these are all the things which come into the picture. So don't think that, because at the end of the day, all the job roles, they will be working on this particular data science itself, because they are watching on the data, they are doing some operations with the data, they are getting some insights, they are analyzing the data, and they are delivering it to the client. So these are all the operations which you are doing on data, which is nothing but data science. Just keep the buzzword aside, but industry has various roles for you guys, so that you can work with those jobs by using this kind of different data. Of competition for data science job, what are the things matter to get? Yeah, that's a very good question, and the most apt question I can say. Yeah, because see, a lot of competition is there for data science job, but yeah, I totally agree. But one thing, guys, 90%, 90 to 95% of the people, they all will be on one level. And the 5% of the people, they will be on top level. So even though there is some recession or there is something happening quite upward or quite unexpected in the field, there won't be any risk for these 5% of the people who are on the top level. The 95% of, and then other 95% of the people who are all at the same level, like we can say base level, who will do a routine job, routine stuff in their projects, they will be in risk. So my simple suggestion is, as you have answered a question, what are the things matter to get this particular job when you are having a lot of competition? It's completely about your skill set, guys. And you have to enhance your skill set. Only the skill set. Trust me, I should not say this, but I am saying whatever I have studied in my 21 years previously, in one way or the other way, I have utilized. But most of the things, let's take, we have read history, civics, geography, all this kind of stuff. In what way we are using them? We are not using them, right? And now I am doing a job where I have enhanced my skill set within a span of 8-9 months. So whatever the hard work I have done in those 9 months, for that hard work, I am enjoying my life as a data scientist for the next X years, X number of years. So what are the things matter is the dedication. That is, not many people will say, but I am saying that you have to be very dedicated if you want to be a data scientist, because it is not an easy job, guys. The name itself says you are a scientist. That means you have to perform some research on that data, and the data will never be proper. It will be messy. You have to handle that data. So you have to handle the most awkward and untidy data at the top level, so that you can deliver some of the useful insights to the client. So that means look at how the job role is gonna be. So if you want to be a data scientist, you have to handle all these things, guys. So this is the main thing. You have to have pure dedication, and that's where your entire journey of becoming a data scientist begins. Without dedication, because this is a bit long procedure, like some 3 to 4 months procedure, right? So if you don't have dedication, we can cut short in the middle. Like after 1 month or 2 months, you might get bored and you start thinking in a different way. Your mind get deviated to a different section. But if you are having dedication, that if you set the goal that I want to be a data scientist in the coming year, by 2 years, then that's where you enhance your skills. That's where you start your enhancing your skills. So trust me, I don't say the routine stuff that you have to have good communication skills, you should possess programming skills, you should have good mathematical skills or statistical skills. I don't say all of them. I'll say only the thing which is related to mental health, which is dedication level. If you have that dedication level, definitely that is going to get you a job for sure. Trust me, guys. This is one of the most important things which I want to say through this session. Because only the dedication, because sitting for 5 to 6 months acquiring a single, a single job role knowledge is not a simple thing, right? So your dedication levels are going to matter a lot here. If you are having pure dedication levels, enter into this particular area of becoming a data scientist, and you sure shot 100% you can become a data scientist. In less IT knowledge, how should we go proceed? No worries, guys. Not everyone is 100% perfect, right? Not everyone. Even I don't know anything, right? I agree in front of you guys. I don't know anything. So don't say that I am from a medium level college. Of course, it is going to matter to some extent, but definitely you can help heal that with your hard work. That's what I can say. Don't consider, don't, and don't even take this point and try to portray that I am very weak. No one is weak or no one is strong. Everyone is at the same level. And it's only about the mind which will take you to the next level. Your dedication, your confidence levels, which will take you to the next level. Don't ever think that you come from a medium level college, because no one says what is the high level college, right? Or else you can say, whoever has asked this question, you can say, you can distinguish between what is high level college, medium level college, or a low level college, because all are from medium level colleges only, right? So don't worry about this. Don't try to categorize you as a different guy from all of us, because we all same into the same bucket. So we are all from medium or some level colleges. So don't worry about that. It's all about your dedication, confidence, and your skill set. So, and coming to this, which is having less IT knowledge. Less IT knowledge in the sense, programming skills might be, right? In terms of software software skill set. Don't worry, this Python programming, which I have been listening right from the beginning, because that is one of the things which I have been mentioned. So that is one of the easiest programming languages, one of the easiest and coolest programming languages. And trust me, it won't take more than 1.5 months. That's it. So yeah, 1.5 months. Consider that that's your time to begin a new phase of your life. Within that 1.5 month, you can change a complete drastic. You can see a complete drastic change in your life. Like after getting into this Python knowledge, you can start applying to some of the scenarios. Like, let's take, you want to solve a B use case. Let's take, you want to build a particular app, or you want to build a particular different type of calculator. That start building using Python. That's where you enhance your skill set. So don't think that you are having less IT knowledge, because even I do have less IT knowledge when I am in BTech, because we know what we'll be doing in BTech, right? Simply wasting time for the 4 years. That's for true, because I have done the same thing. So don't think that we are having less IT knowledge, because everyone will be having less IT knowledge at the beginning. But as the time proceeds, as you get exposed to IT, you will acquire more and more knowledge. That is a continuous learning procedure, we can say. No one will be having complete idea of what is IT and what are the processes undergoing in IT before joining his first job. Okay, so don't consider that. Let's move on to the next question. Advice for the experienced folks who want to transition into their data science from non-IT. Yeah, guys, this is a complete different thing. That's what I've been mentioning. Even it is for non-IT, those guys who are from non-IT. Let's take, I came from a networking background. I am not a pure IT guy before this data science job. I am from a networking, job role, where I used to handle these Winter VMware servers. So don't consider that. I am a best example, you can say. From a non-IT guy, I have transitioned to this particular data series. But why I have transitioned is because right from the beginning itself, I am more of this particular programming guy. And I do have very strong mathematics skills and statistical skills. And I'm very eager to learn some new things, till today. Like even today, whatever is being new to the industry or whatever is being new to this particular domain, I have surfed over the internet and I have gone through it. Just a newspaper reading kind of thing. So that makes me updated in this field. So don't think in that way. Even though if you are from a non-IT, it doesn't matter much, guys. Only some 5 to 6 months. because as you are already doing the jobs, you can invest some time in the of your day in this particular acquiring skill set regarding domain, what you can say data science domain, and you can transition to this particular data science field, and it is not a quite difficult thing, it is very easy thing if you are having three basic things, which is education, which will enhance you to learn new things, and second is confidence. That's it. So these are the important things, guys. Even though if you are from non-IT, a matter of 6 months will make you an IT guy. Okay, mark my words. This is the
Yeah. So can you name top three things where students, after completion of this entire session, can you tell me top three things where students should keep their mind and entire their BTech, their graduation, so that they can be keeping and
Yeah.
motivate.
Yeah, I have said, like, if you want to enter into data science, I have already showcased you in one of my slides where I have mentioned as pillars. So make those pillars so strong so that you can